unemployment choo-choo. It's the unemployment choo-choo. All right, Jeff, on the final episode of the unemployment choo-choo, I wanted to dedicate this episode, if I could, to penises and children.
Yeah, I think it was on Friday. You hit me up about penises and children, and it's really all you've been talking about all weekend.
Well, I can't get it out of my mind. I cannot get it out of my mind. Penises and children. I just, when you think of penises and children, they don't go together, much like lamb and tuna fish. But apparently in Denmark, they think penises and kids go together like spaghetti and meatballs.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they like putting it together. It's peanut butter and jelly over there in Denmark, penises and children.
Yes, it is. And, of course, we have we're talking about John Dillermand, a.k.a. Johnny PP. And, Jeff, before we get into anything, because I think we both have a lot to say about this, and there's a lot of things we can discuss, shall we play the introduction to Johnny PP's show?
I think we should play it, and I think it's funny that you say that when it comes to penises and children, we have a lot to say. Now, I don't want you to turn it off. I want you to sit tight, okay?
Okay.
Because there is something, for everybody listening, there is something to this. Okay?
Yes, there is a point.
Yes, there is a point. We're not just chatting penises and children here.
Right, no. Penises and kids, great discussion, but not our usual repertoire.
And you'll understand, they don't go together, but when you hear this, you'll kind of get why we're okay.
Okay, so this is in a different language. It's in Danish. So what I'm going to do is, as it plays, I'm going to pause it and I'm going to read the words in the opening montage. Okay.
Okay. Sure.
All right. So it starts out with, "Hello, I'm Johnny PP, kids," and here we go. "Hey, kids, it's me, Johnny PP." And it starts out, John PP, he's got the world's longest PP. There's almost nothing he can do with his PP. Kids, come hang out with his PP. John PP can swing it around. He gets a little embarrassed swinging his PP around town.
You were a little pitchy there, but
sorry, you're right. He can save the whole world if it's just allowed. Johnny PP, it's the best PP in town. Hold on.
Catchy.
John PP, John PP, John PP, John PP, John PP. Hey, Mom, it's my PP. John PP. Okay.
All right. That wasn't bad. I mean, I don't know if you gave it enough love, but...
You're right. Jean PPP. Jean PPP. Better?
Ooh, I like that. It sounds so much... Children and PP sound better when it comes with an accent. Yeah.
Thank you. So, we're talking children and PP because there is a show, I guess the equivalent of Caillou or Sesame Street or...
Yeah, in that ilk, for sure, yes.
On the Danish equivalent of PBS. It's the network's called DR. I can't pronounce it. I'm not going to try. But basically, Jeff, it's a show about a man named John. They call him Johnny PP. He's got the biggest PP in the world, and they say that the show is to show that big PPs aren't always a good thing. And the creator wants to say that everyone's PP is special and everyone's size is special. And when you have an overly large PP, you can get into some trouble. So kids are loving it, Jeff. Kids are eating up this PP show.
So what's happening is that this comes on TV. It's people seem to really love the show.
Love it.
A man with an oversized PP. So kids at a young age are learning. Don't worry about the size of your PP.
Okay. Now, how do you feel about that message, first off?
I think it could have helped both of us out.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
As we got older, and it really kind of maybe helped build our self-esteem a little bit better. Yeah.
But see, here's what I don't understand, and there's so much to talk about here. But the show, I guess Johnny Pee-Pee translated from John Dillerman or something is it starts out like Mr. Rogers. You know when Mr. Rogers goes to the land of make-believe and there's like clay and puppets and all that, so it kind of looks like that.
Okay, and I can see that. I got a vision of that. Now, imagine if Rogers started doing this. Do you think the show might have been a little bit bigger than it already was?
Well, I'll tell you what. Rogers couldn't pull it off. You know who could? Daniel Tiger.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Daniel Tiger, by far the biggest pee-pee on that set.
Okay. On the set itself. Okay. All
on
right.
the set.
So,
oh, yeah. Daniel Tiger was packing. And so,
okay.
But see, here's the thing. Would the messaging have resonated here in the United States like it resonates in Denmark?
You know, Denmark, maybe this is – look, I think it's an issue all around. In Denmark, I think they are ahead of the game here when you have this, conversation and you discuss it and you learn it from a very young age that size doesn't matter because everybody always makes the joke, does size matter? Well, they're teaching at a young age in Denmark, so you don't worry about it.
Well, for those of you listening and you want to know, and by the way, please, whatever you do when you get home or get to work, wherever you're listening to this, Google John Dillerman, Dillermand. But I'll give you a little backstory, and Jeff, you have some PP facts as well. Is that correct?
Yes, when it has to do with Dillerman's piece, I do have some facts about it.
Okay, so let me give you a backstory about this show. Okay, so it's a show starring John Dillerman, or Johnny Pee-Pee, a man with a penis so massive. And by the way, this show is made for children ages 3 to 8. That's the core audience. Animation starring a man with a penis so large and in charge and flexible. It saves children from danger, fetches objects from a river, operates as a pogo stick, and also slaps people who are disrespectful. Okay, in episode 1, for instance, the mustachio, Johnny Pee-Pee, uses his gigantic stripy organ as a leash for his dog. But then the neighbors find out that his pee-pee could be used as a leash, so the neighbors want him to walk all their dogs. Well, he does that. But then what happens is some lady doesn't pay him the 25 cents, so he actually smacked his neighbor with his pee-pee. Okay.
So it has many uses. So it's like a doohickey.
Oh, it's definitely it's more than a doohickey. It's a who's-em-a was it.
Right.
All right.
You could use it for a multitude of things.
Well, how about this? He can destroy, but he can also help. For example, in that same episode, he ends up breaking his neighbor's vase with his large penis. He must raise money to pay them back, and he uses it to steal ice cream from the zoo so he can sell ice cream to kids. So he breaks a vase with his penis. He uses
busted a
vase, uses his big penis to reach over into an ice cream stand without people looking, grabs the ice cream, then wraps his penis around the ice cream and distributes it to children.
All right, so you're grabbing the cone from the penis.
You're grabbing the cone, but here's the thing. So right at this time when he's distributing ice cream to kids, right, using his genitals, a lion comes up, and he chokes a lion and saves the children.
Whoa,
and the neighbors say, "You've helped save our kids. You don't need to pay us back for the vase."
So he thwarts off danger and anything that could be could you imagine a lion in a situation? But you know what? He whips that out. Now, let me tell you about this, that it appears to extend roughly 20 feet long.
Wait. Are these, this is about his wiener? His wiener is 20 feet long?
And he has full control over it.
So, like, it would be like an extra extremity, a hand or a finger.
Yes, and it's full of strength, and let me tell you what it could lift.
Okay.
It can lift a washing machine, and I don't know why they attempted this. I guess there was a washing machine in a body of water and return it safely to land. So at some point somewhere...
But wait a minute.
In Denmark...
Somebody lost their washer machine in the river and he used his penis to retrieve it?
Now, let me put this in context.
Okay.
The average washing machine weighs around 230 pounds. So that gives you kind of like a baseline.
Wow.
So he was able to lift it with ease. So you can assume that Dillerman's penis has like the strength of around 400 pounds or so at full extension.
Well, I was going to say, because, you know how when you like jump in the water, you throw clothes in water when you're soaking wet, things get heavier. So if you got a washing machine that's inside of the water, lifting that out's got to be more than 250 pounds. You got to add another 100 pounds.
Right.
At least.
That. And, and to think, and this is what makes this such an extraordinary appendage of his. Guys, have a situation where you suffer from shrinkage when you get out of pool. We've seen the infamous Seinfeld episode with George, and he, as he screamed, "I was in the pool."
Well, right, because the lady laughed at him. Right.
Right. Well, guess what? This is not an issue for Dylan Brandt.
Well, even if he does have shrinkage, I mean, what shrinkage? He shrinks 3 feet.
Listen to me. It seems like he dips it in the water and it makes him stronger. He's lifting washing machines out of lakes here.
So you're saying when he puts it in the water, it's sort of like Popeye and spinach. His penis spinach is water.
Absolutely. Yes, dirty, mucky water, but it doesn't matter because guess what? He's able to lift with it. 230-pound washing machine.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's now you have those facts. Now let me ask you. Let me rephrase this. How do you personally feel about Johnny Pee-Pee?
Personally, I think, look, I think for adults, it could be a lot of fun. You could limbo.
Okay.
Right?
No, for sure. You could swing. He smacks his neighbor every time she gets mouthy.
Correct. It could help with that. Think about this. If you want to climb a mountain, he goes first. He gets erect. You use that, and you climb up like a pole. Well,
see, here's the thing. He doesn't ever get erect, and that's one thing that the network did say. He's not erect. It's just very big. And see, here's my thing. I do see there is a hole in this story about his penis.
I mean, think about the fun. Kids swinging on it like a tire swing.
That's true. Yeah, well, I don't know. Would you go swinging on a penis?
Well, if it was such a powerful penis like his, why not?
Well, see, that's the thing. This is why...
It's a do-good penis. It does good.
But you know what? It's also a non-believable penis. And let me tell you why. If you're going against the plot line that the penis can lift a washer machine, right? There's also an episode where after he lifts the washer machine, his penis gets caught in a balloon. And what happens, Jeff, is that balloon actually lifts him and his penis off the ground. So if this penis is strong enough to lift up a washing machine, to me it's totally unbelievable that his penis wouldn't be able to hold a balloon. So when it gets caught in the balloon, he floats in the air. So which is it? Is it a strong penis or is it a silly penis? What kind of penis is it?
Look, there's a chink in all kinds of armor. Okay?
Right.
I mean, you can't expect it to... do anything. And, it's the little things because it's
not the little things with him.
Look, I understand. I got your joke there. But
Thank you. That was my dad joke.
Right. It's like the big, powerful muscle lifter. The guy that lifts a lot of weights but cries at the girly movies. He's emotional. But he's bombed.
But you can't. Yeah, but the crying at a girly movie, that's different than that would be like the guy who can lift weights being able to lift really a lot of weight and then not being able to lift the paper. It doesn't make sense. It's not feasible. His penis is not feasible. There are holes in the penis's backstory. It just doesn't make sense.
See, you're getting too technical when it comes to it, okay? 200,000 people watched the first episode of this, okay?
Yeah, okay.
200,000 people.
And for those of you who are like, that's not a lot, so the population of Denmark, I believe, is only like 3 or 4 million. So if you think about it, that would be like the equivalent of 25 million people watching it here in the United States based on population.
And I'll tell you what, when you look at this man, okay, when you look
Who, Johnny Peepee?
Right. When you look at him, striped shirt, hat. But when you look at the
he looks like Where's Waldo, doesn't he?
I know, but I want you, if you look a little closer.
Okay, hold on. At him or his penis?
At him. At him. I'm sure you stared at the penis.
Oh, yeah. Wishing and hoping.